What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to episode number 69 today of the My Player Career Mode. I just want to say apologies if this doesn't come out on time. I'm praying that it's going to do, but I do have to go to work in an hour and a half. So if it doesn't come out on Saturday, my apologies. If it does, forget what I'm talking about, because that means it still came out on time like it should have done. But today, we've got 5 games for you to enjoy. The first one comes up in the Carabao Cup. We even have a top-of-the-table clash against Chelsea, mixed in there with a game against Arsenal and a Champions League appearance as well. So, jam-packed, full of decent games today for you to enjoy. So, as I always say, grab your favourite snack, get yourself a drink, and come back and enjoy Ben and Manchester United playing football. So, we're going to get into this game, and the side for Manchester United is that one on the screen. With it being cup football, of course, you can play a semi-weaker side than what you would normally play, but it's still a very good squad. You know, they haven't taken Stoke lightly here, Mourinho. He's still named a very decent team, and you've got James Wilson up top, Sam Jones-Stone starting in the I guess, goal. That would be the only 2 changes I would possibly make to the side, but for now, still a decent team. And inside 5 minutes, United created their first chance of the game. Anthony Martial set through from Ben. He has to do better with that one. He's at least got to test the goalkeeper there for me. I feel like he wasted the chance, and you know, it's one of them things where you'd expect with his quality he's going to get that on target, but somehow he doesn't, and it ends up going wide for Manchester United. But then Stoke created their first chance. Christian Pulisic, of all the players to be playing in a Stoke City shirt, and it just so happens that he scores the opening goal of this Carabao Cup tie. I've got to say, I don't know why he's in a Stoke shirt. No disrespect to Stoke, but of course, for a player of, you know, his potential and stuff, I would expect him now to be playing at the likes of maybe Manchester City, Chelsea, somebody like that. And he's actually at Stoke. Maybe Stoke have had a good couple of years in the Premier League that Ben hasn't been here for. Maybe they're like a top 6 team now. But even so, he's got bags of quality, and we allowed him too much time in the box for him to do that. And he gives them the lead inside the first 18 minutes, which isn't great when you consider that. I'll show you the first 10 minutes even. And then 33 minutes in, Ben's trying to get themselves back on level terms, whips in the cross. It comes back off the crossbar. There is Martial, the second time of asking, and we do get an equaliser. It is Manchester United 1, Stoke City 1, 34 minutes in. Martial picking up from the disappointing miss he just had earlier on, and he slots home to make the score 1-1. So for Stoke, it was a great little piece of play to get themselves ahead, but it was, to be honest, it was going to be a tough ask trying to keep ahead is the problem they had. And it was going to be a tough afternoon for them. And as I say this, I'm watching Chelsea on my other screen playing against Brighton right now, and they are now 2-0 up inside 5 minutes. I have no idea what's just happened. I've seen both goals. Hazard and Willian have just scored them both. That was ridiculous, the second one they've just scored as well. Anyway, getting back to the gameplay today, 69th episode. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do, guys, because, of course, the closer we get to 100, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do for that. I might do, like, a jam-packed, like, a really long special, and we'll see. But if you've got any ideas, that'd be great. If you could give me, like, a suggestion or two for, like, an 100th episode special, you know, that would be helpful, just so I know in advance what to do. But 37 minutes in, Anthony Martial already got 1 in the afternoon. He's going to get himself a second. But you have to say, this pass from Ben is quite possibly one of the passes that I won't say one of the passes of the series, but certainly one of the passes that he has made in the last couple of seasons. Like, honestly, the pace and everything he gets on this, first time, sees the run there, bang, sets through Martial, takes a great first touch, and finishes off the move. But again, the pass from Ben was just unbelievable. Sets through the Frenchman, and all he's got to do is slot home from that. So as soon as Stoke took the lead, they're now 2-1 down inside the first half. 2 goals within 5 minutes have given Manchester United the lead in this one, and it just so happens that Martial has got them both. So as it stands, Stoke, they've got a whole lot of work to do to get themselves back in this game. And to the second half we go. As soon as it got back underway, you can see Pogba coming on for Regan Poole. And I don't really know where that change is made. Maybe Mourinho doesn't feel 100% confident, but a great turn from Ben again, and take a look at this. I mean, from Martial to miss the opening chance he did, to then get a hat-trick in the space of 48 minutes, Ben assisting 2 of them, it's ridiculous. It was a good turn again from Ben in the centre of the park. He doesn't really have too much to do here, just slets through Martial, and then he does the rest for him. It was a difficult chance, this one, though, so I think the credit does have to go to Anthony Martial, because he's got a little bit of a tough ask there, trying to find that top corner, and he only just about does it. Wasn't really the most difficult pass in the world for Ben to make, so you can't really say that he had a whole lot to do. But in the end, it is 3-0, or 3-1, sorry, and Martial has all 3 in the game. crazy scenes here. Maybe he needs to improve in his Premier League goal scoring, and then you know, he'd be able to get a hat trick in that one as well. But we'll see how that's going to pan out later on. But he does take the match ball away, and it is Manchester United moving through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. Pulisic did score, of course, to give them the lead. They just couldn't hold it. And I'm assuming, you know, with the season the way it is, I'm going to guess that United are going to probably dominate a lot of teams this season and probably come back from a goal down many times in order to do this. So that's probably not the first time that we're going to see that happening. So we'll see. But Arsenal and Spurs drawing in that 1-1 draw there as of 90 minutes in the other Carabao Cup game. So we'll see who gets through in that one. But now that's it for the Carabao Cup. We're getting into some Premier League action. And most importantly, as I'm showing you the league table here, it is a top of the table clash. Chelsea taking on Manchester United. Chelsea with the best record since the season has begun, with 5 wins from 5. United in second with 4 wins and a single draw in the 5 games they have played. And it will be taking part at Old Trafford here. The side on your screen is very, very strong. And I'm intrigued to see how this one's going to go, of course. Top of the table, Chelsea. Second place, Manchester United. Arguably 2 of the stronger teams in the division. And I'm sure we'll be seeing both of these guys up there come the end of the season. But who is going to have that quality to open up this game? I think there's going to be probably 1 or 2 moments of quality, and that's going to make the difference. So hopefully it's going to go the way of Manchester United in this one, and Ben. But you can't really call it because, you know, Chelsea, 5 wins from 5. They've had a great start to the campaign. And as you can see, both teams coming out. You can see the teams as well who are still within a shout in the Premier League. And as I say that, I've just noticed Stoke were in 4th place there. So maybe they are like a top 6 side in this series now. Maybe I didn't give enough credit for their opening goal against us just a moment ago. But regardless, as I said, the side from Manchester United is unbelievably strong. It is probably one of the best sides that you could name in the entirety of the game. But moving into the Chelsea side, it's not too bad themselves. You can see there on the screen, other than maybe Corona at right mid, but even so, he's pretty good. I would say that's still evenly matched for this Manchester United team. So, you know, it's a very strong side as well from Chelsea. And I'm going to say that either side could quite easily win this game. And as we move into the first chance, I did just a moment ago talk about that quality that might open up the opposition. It came inside 16 minutes when Ben did 2 of the Chelsea players down the right-hand side, whipped in across towards that post. He had such ferocity on it. And somehow, that man on your screen, once again, Anthony Martial hits a bicycle kick to put Manchester United in front. Quality from Ben, you can see he does both players there and whips in that cross. And arguably, the cross isn't that great. It's just Martial makes the best of the situation. And he slots home inside 16 minutes. That was the first chance of the game as well. I want to say, you have to look at that turn from Ben, though. Again, he just did both of the Chelsea players. They had no idea where he was going with the ball, and that is why the big bucks were paid for him. But major credit as well to Martial. I just said a moment ago about his goal-scoring heroics in the Carabao Cup. Can he repeat in the Premier League? And he's done just that. And as you move into the kind of the stroke of half-time here, you can see it's pretty much Manchester United dominating the first half. And once again, it's Lukaku to Ben. Back to Lukaku, and he looked to try and go to the near post. I felt personally that he should have gone across Courtois. Instead, though, he doesn't actually find it. It goes wide of the post, and it is only 1-0 at half-time. And as you move into the half-time whistle, we then went to the full-time whistle because the second half was nothing happening. I said it was going to be a game of very few chances, maybe a couple of moments of quality, and that's exactly what happened. Martial's goal making the difference and giving United the full 3 points here. It hands Chelsea their first defeat of the season, and it means that United now hold the top spot in the league, which I'm sure that's not the only time we're going to see United winning a game by 1-0. You know, champions normally win their games by 1-0, even when they're not playing great. But that one there, I felt they deserved it, you know. They created the chance with Ben, and Martial took it very well. So they did kind of deserve to at least come away with at least, I would say, a point, possibly even more from that one. Because Chelsea didn't really offer that much attacking threat. And you have to say as well, defensively, Man United are pretty strong. So that's probably going to be a recurring theme again this year. When you have Rafa ran at the back, you're looking at like you're not going to give away many chances. Now, moving into the Champions League, though, disappointingly, United didn't even win their first game, if you remember. They drew 0-0 with Ajax. Barcelona did beat Galatasaray in the first game, though. So, as it stands currently, Galatasaray are now going to have to, I'd say, win this game if they want a serious chance of getting themselves out of the group. If they lose the opening 2 games here, they're not going to put themselves in a great position. So, I feel like United need to win this one to keep up the pressure on Barca. And Galatasaray need to win this one if they want a chance of getting out of the group. So, Yeah, and interestingly enough, there's a couple of players in this Galatasaray side that I'm intrigued to see how they even got there. They've got Rondon up front. I even noticed Matt Lowton on the bench for them as well. Not quite sure how on earth they got about signing him, but he has made the change from Villa to Galatasaray. But 3 minutes into the game, I don't know what's wrong with Ben at the moment. He gets through here. You can see on that left foot of his, looks for the curl, and he just hits it straight at the goalkeeper. I feel like he's lacking that little bit of confidence he needs in front of goal. He did score, of course, last episode out, but his assist making and chance creation is pretty good. It's just he needs to find that little bit in order to try and actually score a goal when he's through one-on-one. Because he's missed a few chances now that he should have scored. Somebody who doesn't seem to miss in this episode, though, is Anthony Martial. Because once again, he has scored the opening goal of this game. Unbelievably, Romelu Lukaku's shot came back off the upright, and there he was. Once again, just popping up in the right area. He slots home to make it 1-0, and inside 8 minutes, Manchester United lead here against Galatasaray. Unfortunately for Lukaku, he's in a little bit of a goal-scoring duck at the moment. He hasn't scored in his last 5 games, so that one could have been the goal that he required there. But Martial, that's now 4 in 3. No, in fact, 5 in 3 for Anthony Martial now. It's crazy. He has scored 5 goals in his last 3 appearances in a United shirt. Everything he touches seems to turn into goals right now. Ben, though, doesn't look like he can score a goal at the moment because, once again, through, and he hits his shot straight at Musleri there in between the sticks. As I said, he may be just lacking a little bit of confidence, trying to find either side of the goalkeeper, not quite doing it at the moment. At least he's still popping up with assists, though, so it's not like he's being completely useless. But I'm a little bit disappointed with the way his finishing boots are currently at this given time. And 60 minutes into this one against Galatasaray, again, United dominating most of the play. He gets another opportunity here, Ben, and he's inches away from finding the top corner. It's just not his day. It really isn't his day. He's had 3 chances now, and he hasn't been able to score on any of them. And that was the way the game ended. Galatasaray not quite good enough in order to stop this one here. And as you can see, it is going to be the end of the game. So United come away with a victory, even though it was a slender one at just 1-0. And as it stands, that now puts them 4 points in the group, 2 behind Barca, because they did actually beat Ajax as well. So, yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be Barca and Man United getting out of the group, but it is quite a tough group, to be fair. So, I mean, either side can cause upsets, and we'll wait and see how it's going to pan out. But Real Madrid as well winning their next game. On top of that one, Spurs losing to FC Basel, though, which isn't fantastic, if I do say so. And as you can see, as I said, we've got some really good games coming in today's episode. The next one, we're travelling to the Emirates to take on Arsenal. And Arsenal's side is pretty good as well. I've never used this kit for United before. I didn't even know they had a grey one. So I decided to throw it on for this one. Give a little bit of, I guess, difference in the kit so we're not just using the same ones all the time. And it's a pretty cool kit, actually. I like the look of it. So Ben in the grey today, and we're over at the Emirates. I'm not quite sure what their side crate looks like. It might be very similar. I know they've actually signed Kingsley Coman. I know they've got that addition to the side, and he's pretty good. But El Neni as the captain doesn't really bode that well, to be honest, when I saw that. But Arsenal sat 7th at the moment inside their first 6, winning 4, losing 2. That man on your screen just popping up there, Anthony Martial, is on fire right now. The side for Arsenal, I'm a little bit disappointed, I have to admit. El Neni in the midfield with William Carvalho. I just don't know how that's going to pan out. You know, when you're coming up against a midfield of Pogba, Matic, Wood, it's one of them situations where you really are probably going to struggle in order to keep them quiet. So Arsenal are going to have a tough test on their hands today. Players to watch, Anthony Martial and Alexis Sanchez. It's understandable. And here is Anthony Martial setting up the first chance. Martins to Lukaku. He hasn't scored now in 6 games, and it doesn't look like he's going to get it there. He's so close to finding it, but unfortunately the keeper makes a good save there, David Ospina. Then, as I spoke about United's midfield being controlling the play today, they gave it away, and Mohamed El Neni found himself with a shooting opportunity, which he sent wide at the post there. Varane never quite got close enough to him to stop that shot, and I don't think De Gea had that covered either, because that looked as if that might have been heading in for 1-0 to the home side, but not quite meant to be. And 42nd minute, a lovely piece of play. Take a look at this. Martial to Ben. Ben with a strike. It's saved well by Ospina. Going to be a corner ball now for United. They go short from this one. Ben asking for it to be played to his feet. He's got Mohamed El Neni trying to mark him, but look at this. Turns him away, gets the pass away, crosses it in to Raphael Varane. And the big Frenchman's there to give them the lead. I said this was going to be something that had happened this season. It happened a few times at Real Madrid, and it's now happening here at Manchester United. The stroke of half-time, Ben diving into the crowd alongside the Raphael Varane there. And these two are like two peas in a pod. Great turn from Ben. Fantastic cross. But the header is world class from Raf. And I don't really think Ospina could have done much there, to be honest. It came off the underside of the crossbar. And it really was a great header. You can see Pogba's in the mix as well. We have so much height in this side that from corners and set pieces, we are going to cause danger this season, I think. So, yeah, that's going to be probably something to watch out for. But Varane's second of the Premier League. He's now scored more goals in the Premier League than Ben. That's not something I expected to say. But regardless, I'm sure Ben's time will come with the goals. And as you can see, into the second half, I don't know what happened. Yeah. It's like Ben just lost the use of his legs for a second. And then David De Gea forgot how to be a goalkeeper for a second. Because in a game where they controlled most of the play in that first half, they're now back at 1-1. Kingsley Coman scores to equalise the game, and it was one of the weirdest goals we are probably going to concede in this season. Again, I don't know what happened to Ben. He just didn't really do anything with the ball. And then David De Gea comes out and completely misses the ball fully. I don't know what happened. But regardless, it's 1-1, and Arsenal are back on level terms. It's back to game on. But as soon as that happened, Ben had a little bit of, I would say, what's the word? Fire in his belly, trying to get himself back into the lead in this one. And maybe Lukaku isn't lacking as much as we thought in confidence, because he hasn't scored in 6, but that strike there doesn't suggest that he's lacking any confidence whatsoever, because unbelievably, he's got the ball, he's got an Arsenal player in front of him, just takes it round him and unleashes a rocket into the top corner to give us the lead back to make it 2-1. And as soon as we gave away a goal, which was a pretty silly goal, Romelu Lukaku does that. That just shows the quality that he's got. I mean, he might have not scored in 6, but that one is a very, very nice goal indeed. And I'm sure that's going to give him a whole bound of confidence, and hopefully he'll go on to score even more for us now. So, surprisingly enough, it isn't even Anthony Martial who scored in this one, but we've come away with a victory nonetheless. It's the first game that Martial hasn't scored in the episode today, and it's still a victory for the away side. And Mourinho and Wenger actually shook hands. Yeah, I'm as stunned as you guys are. I was surprised, to say the least. I've never seen that before. I never expected them to shake hands, but they did. And you can see the boys happy with themselves. Ben's very happy with himself. Even with that little bit of a mistake that he made to allow Kingsley Coman to equalise, it still worked out all in the end. And Manchester United do come out with the 2-1 win from the Emirates. I'm going to sound harsh here, but of course, being an Arsenal fan, I don't really see Arsenal being title challengers with United this season. So that one, it's nice to get the win, but I'm not really counting Arsenal as title favourites. I'm more looking at the likes of City, maybe Chelsea. We'll see how it's going to pan out later on. But as I said, I don't really expect Arsenal to be within the title race this coming season. Maybe top 4, maybe top 6. But you can see, look at it now. The tables, they're not even in the top 6 right now. So we'll see. But the last game comes at you now against Everton. Another one of the sides that Ben could have joined before he joined Manchester United. He chose against that because you guys voted for United. And he is going to be taking them on. So, of course, he could have joined West Ham on loan. He could have joined Everton on loan. He decided to join Manchester United permanently instead. It's back to Old Trafford today. And it's back into some action. And hopefully another win to end the episode off with. Martial, can he score in this one? He'll have scored in 4 of the 5 games if he does. We'll have to see if that's going to be the case. Ross Barkley's still at Everton as well. So we'll see how he's going to fare in this one. Sam Johnstone back in the mix alongside James Wilson up top. Pogba on the bench. Lukaku on the bench, David De Gea on the bench. No idea why. I have no idea what on earth he's thinking. But anyways, we'll get on the game anyway. And 5 at the back from Everton. You guys know how I feel about that one. But 21 minutes in, Anthony Martial is looking to try and get his goal scoring, back to his ways. And it was actually Ben again with a chance. But once again, his shooting boots are just missing at the moment. And that's not going to go in. And then 38 minutes in, a cross whipped in towards the middle. It's Ben on the the full volley. I thought he bounced for some reason before that, but he didn't. Once again, he shot straight at Jordan Pickford. He really is going to have to improve because it's getting a little bit ridiculous now. How many chances has he had where he's just hit it straight at the goalkeeper? And as the second half began, it was 0-0 after the first half, even though United kind of dominated it. Great turn there from Ben. Sees James Wilson making the run. Arguments for offside there, but nothing given by the linesman. And United take the lead inside this second half. I don't know what it is. He's assist-wise, he's still as good as he is, Ben. He's creating more chances, I would say, than ever. but it's just his finishing. He needs to improve on that one. But a great finish from James Wilson, actually, to give him credit. As I said, arguments for offside, but nothing given by the linesman. And James Wilson played to the whistle and slotted home as well. So Ben with yet another assist in this one. And it means that United take the lead inside the second half. And that meant that they would go on to win the game by 1-0. Because once again, they weren't brilliant, but they got the job done. They got the 3 points. And in many ways, that is all that matters in the game. So yeah, that is how the episode will end today, guys. That's 5 games that you've seen. I just want to say as well, if you left any comments on the previous episode and I didn't act upon them, like changing Ben's hairstyle or the boots or anything like that, I apologize. I recorded this pretty much straight after I recorded that one. And so, of course, you know, it was basically straight after, so I couldn't act upon them because I didn't have any comments at the time. But regardless, thank you all for your continued support. I'm so hoping this comes out on Saturday. If not, I apologize. I do have Sunday off, so I might stream for you guys again. I like to stream. It's pretty cool. But we'll see if that's going to happen tomorrow, guys. If not, I will definitely see you back here at 4 p.m. UK time tomorrow for yet another video. So don't miss that, guys, and I look forward to seeing you all again. Catch you all then. Adios!